jogger is mugged in the park. A 4-year-old is kidnapped from his front yard. A bank president flees the country, having stolen millions of dollars from depositors. These are the kinds of crimes that you hear about all too often on the news. Crime is a major problem in the United States today. The problem of crime. Crime affects many Americans every year. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, there were nearly 10.5 million property crimes and more than 1 million violent crimes in 2003. Crime costs people, businesses, and governments billions of dollars every year. Many Americans consider crime to be one of the most important problems facing our nation today. Some places have more crime than others. In general, there is more crime in urban areas than there is in suburban or rural communities. In addition, poor neighborhoods often have more crime than wealthy ones. Crime makes people afraid. When people are frightened, they change their way of life. They put extra locks on their doors and may not go out at night. They become suspicious of strangers. As the problems caused by crimes worsen, everyone in society suffers. The types of crimes. Crime is a problem for all Americans. Serious crimes fall into several major groups: crimes against people, crimes against property, white-collar crimes, victimless crimes, and crimes against the government. Crimes against people. Acts that threaten, hurt, or end a person's life are crimes against people. They are also called violent crimes. Murder, rape, and assault are examples of violent crimes. Assault is placing someone in fear without actual physical contact. If physical contact occurs, as with a weapon or a foot, the crime is called battery. Killing someone is known as homicide. When a killing is intentional and the killer has no legally recognized excuse, it is called murder. A killing that happens by accident or in a fit of anger is called manslaughter. Not all killings are crimes. Killing someone in self-defense is not against the law, if such an act is the only way to save your own life. Crimes against property. Crimes against property occur more often than any other crimes, most involving stealing. There are 3 kinds of crimes or stealing. Larceny is taking anything of value that belongs to another person without using violence. Shoplifting and stealing a car are both acts of larceny. Robbery is a specific kind of stealing. A robber takes something of value from another person by force or by threat of violence. Robbery is therefore both a crime against property and a crime against a person. When a person breaks into a building and plans to do something illegal inside, that person is committing burglary. Burglary is a crime against property. It may or may not involve stealing. Other kinds of crimes against property include arson and vandalism. Arson is the act of setting fire to a property on purpose. Vandalism is purposely damaging someone else's property. Breaking windows and painting graffiti on walls are called examples of vandalism. White-collar crime. White-collar crimes are nonviolent crimes by office workers for personal or business gain. One white-collar crime is fraud, or taking someone else's property or money by cheating or lying. Another is embezzlement, stealing money that has been entrusted to your care. If a bank employee put money from other people's bank accounts into his or her own account, it is embezzlement. Stealing company secrets and not paying taxes are also white-collar crimes. Victimless crimes. Drug use and gambling are known as victimless crimes, or acts that primarily hurt the people who commit them. Our society calls them crimes because they go against common values. Should there be laws against acts that do not hurt any innocent people? Some people say that such laws limit the freedom of individuals. Others argue that such acts really do hurt innocent people. They warn that gamblers and drug users are a bad influence, that their families suffer, and that they often turn to violent crime to pay for their habits. Crimes against government. Crimes against the government include treason and terrorism. Treason is the betrayal of one's country by helping its enemies or by making war against it. Terrorism is a crime in which people or groups of people use or say they will use violence in order to get what they want from the government or society. The terrorist bombing of a federal government office building in Oklahoma City in 1995 caused the deaths of 169 people. On September 11, 2001, terrorists crashed commercial airliners into the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon near Washington, D.C. These attacks killed about 3,000 people. The causes of crime. In the United States, millions of crimes are committed each year. People disagree about what causes crime. All of the reasons below have been suggested as contributing to the problem. Poverty. Poverty and unemployment are closely connected to crime. When people cannot earn enough money to support themselves and their families, they may feel that society does not work well for them. These people are more likely to break the law. Social change and changing values. New technology and some economic changes are bringing about great changes in the United States. Many Americans must learn new job skills or move to different parts of the country. Values are changing too. In the process, some people lose their sense of right and wrong. Poor parenting. Some studies show that an unhappy family life can make a person much more likely to break laws. Children whose parents hurt or neglected them may suffer great emotional pain. Some find it hard to control their behavior as adults. Drug use and mental illness. Many crimes committed each year are drug-related. The people who commit them are under the influence of drugs, are stealing to support a drug habit, or are selling drugs. Other people suffer from mental illnesses, sometimes commit crimes in an irrational moment. Such mental illnesses can often be treated with proper therapy or medication. Permissive courts. Some people place much of the blame for crime on the way our courts treat criminals. Too few criminals are sent to prison, they say. Many receive short sentences. Some are released on technicalities. Some people also feel that those criminals who do go to prison are given parole too soon, and that they often continue to commit crimes. Not enough money for police. Crime will not be reduced by many people until the chances of getting caught are much higher. More money, they argue, should be given to police departments so that more police officers can be hired. Police officers also need the latest technology and equipment to help them fight crime. Violence in the media. Every day, millions of children and adults watch violent acts on television, in movies, and in computer games. Many people believe that the more violence people see, the more desensitized they become to violence. They fear that watching a great deal of violence causes people to be more violent themselves. No single cause. These and many other aspects of our modern society have been blamed for causing crime. People do not agree about which of these causes are most to blame. Experts do agree that no single cause can explain our crime problem.